All right. Today we're jumping into the unique personality profile for a very specific birthday, January 7th. If this is your birthday, or maybe it's someone you know, get ready. We're about to explore the blueprint of what we call the wise strategist. So, what's the magic behind this day? How do you get this blend of serious ambition and this, quiet, reflective nature all in one person? Well, it's a really fascinating mix of cosmic and numerological influences, and we're going to break it all down. Okay, so first things first, let's define this core identity. Who exactly is the wise strategist? This right here is the secret sauce. You've got that classic Capricorn drive, that need to build something real. But it's filtered through the analytical, truth-seeking vibe of the number 7. So you don't get loud, flashy ambition. Instead, it's this quiet, intense, focused pursuit of getting things right. And this perfectly captures their whole approach to life. Someone born on January 7th doesn't just dive in headfirst. Nope. They watch, they analyze, they think things through. Every single move is calculated, and it's all based on a deep foundation of knowledge. We're talking chess, not checkers. So what's it really like inside their head? Let's take a look at the mind of this thinker, paying attention to both their incredible superpowers and, well, their unique blind spots. This is so key to understanding them, because for every strength, there's a flip side. That superpower of being a deep thinker, that can easily slide into overthinking every little thing. That amazing self-discipline, it can turn into a kind of paralyzing perfectionism. And that cool, calm, independent streak can sometimes create a little emotional distance, or make them want to just be alone. It's all about finding that sweet spot in the middle. Okay, so why these specific traits? Where does this all come from? To get that, we have to look at the cosmic forces that are really shaping this unique personality. The biggest player here is the planet Saturn. You can think of Saturn as the wise old teacher of the solar system. It brings discipline, a love for structure, and a deep sense of responsibility. It also means a lot of people born on this day feel kind of mature for their age because they've learned their biggest lessons the hard way, through experience. And you can't just have your head in the clouds, right? That's where the earth element comes in. This is the anchor. It provides this crucial grounding force that makes sure all their brilliant ideas can actually be put into practice in the real world. They don't just think, they build. And now for the final piece of the puzzle, the number itself. The day is the 7th. In numerology, the number 7 is the number of the seeker, the analyst, the person who has to know the truth. It brings this powerful, built-in drive for wisdom. So when you put it all together, you mix the structure of Saturn, the practicality of the earth element, and the deep curiosity of the number 7, you get this really potent, unique energy. It creates natural scholars, deep thinkers, and people you can trust to guide you because they're really here to understand the world on a much deeper level. So how does all this theory play out in real life? Let's get into how the wise strategist handles the day-to-day stuff, like relationships and their career. When it comes to love, listen, the wise strategist is not playing around. They are incredibly loyal and are always thinking about the long term. But for them, it's not just about finding a partner. They're really looking for an intellectual and spiritual equal. And because they live so much in their own heads, they are super protective of their alone time. That sounds pretty great, doesn't it? But like we said, every strength has its challenge. So what's the biggest hurdle they tend to face when it comes to love? And there it is, that powerful, deep need for solitude can be really tough for a partner to understand. It can easily look like they're being cold or pulling away. The secret for them, and for anyone who loves them, is to understand that this alone time isn't a rejection. It's how they recharge. It's an absolute necessity.
So who is most likely to get this complex personality? Well, fellow Earth signs like Taurus and Virgo totally appreciate their practical, loyal approach to life. And then you have the intuitive water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, who can often feel their emotional depth, even when it's not being shouted from the rooftops.
All right, let's talk about the professional world. A January 7th person isn't going to thrive in just any old job. They need to be in an environment that really rewards their core values, deep knowledge, rock-solid integrity, and powerful insight. It's really no surprise that fields that are all about deep study are a perfect match. I mean, whether it's in a science lab or a historical archive, their patience and analytical brain are totally at home. They just love getting to the bottom of things. And this is where that strategist title really comes to life. In jobs like finance, business, or even law, Their ability to see the whole picture, process all the information, and plan 10 steps ahead, it makes them absolutely indispensable. And finally, we have a path that really honors that deep, introspective part of their nature. A role like a writer, an author, or a philosopher lets them dive into complex ideas and share all that hard-won wisdom with the rest of us. So, as we pull all these threads together, what's the ultimate goal for someone born on January 7th? What's their real path to living a masterful life? When you really boil it down, their whole life is a kind of balancing act. They absolutely need that solitude to cultivate their wisdom, but they also need connection with others to share that wisdom and make a real difference in the world. Finding that perfect rhythm between the two, that is the key. And so we'll leave it with this question for every wise strategist listening. You have this incredible gift of deep understanding and a mind built for strategy. The only question left is, how are you going to use it?